Now, okay, g'day guys, we're just going to do an L block here. If you have a look, I've set out the L block that's there. You can write that in your book if you want it. And I'm just going to write down a few different steps that we need to do to be able to solve this particular question. So the first thing I would do would be to deconstruct or basically cut this shape in two. Now, I'm a vertical cutter, so I'm going to cut it down like that. I'm going to call this shape 1 and I'm going to call this shape 2. Now, next year when you go to Don, they will be marking you on your mathematical communication, so let's get used to it now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that first shape and I'm going to redraw it. So first off, if we have a look, this side here is the same as this side that's here, so its length is going to be 30. This bit here is the exact same as this side here, so that length there is going to be 14. And the last thing I need to find, that's not a very good 14, sorry, 14. The last thing I need to do is to find this length of this side. So if we have a look over here, how big is it? It's 10. So that's shape 1. Now we consider this rectangular prism, it's made up of 6 different rectangles, but what we notice about the front and the back rectangles, these are the same, our two sides are the same, and our top and the bottom are the same. So we've actually got 3 pairs of rectangles, which makes our 6. So if we look at the top rectangle, now I always start at a point, so I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to have 2 of them because I've got the top and the bottom. And that rectangle, and I'll try and draw it as it looks like in the shape, is 10 by 14. So to solve this, I'm going to go 2 times 10 times 14. Okay, 10 times 14 is 140, and if I double that, I get 280. So I've done the top and the bottom. Now I'm going to do the front and the back. So the front rectangle, so they're the same again, so I'm just going to times them by 2 because there's 2 of them. It's 10 across the top, so that and that are the same length, so it's 10 there. And down the side here, or this length, is the same as that one, so this is 30. So I end up with 2 times 10 times 30 to calculate this. Now I'm just going to underline this 280. I tend to do that when I do this because the answer's there. I've got a lot of working out. I want to be able to find the answer easier. 10 times 30 is 300 and times by 2 is 600. So how many rectangles have I done so far? Well, I've done 2, 4, so I've got another 2. And the 2 I haven't done is these side bits. So our side rectangles, I'm just going to go down here. Yep, you can still see that. Our side rectangles are going to be this way, they're 14, and down this way, well, that's the same as that one, so that's 30. So I'm going to do the maths for this. It's going to be 2 times 14 times 30, and that is going to require a calculator. So 2 times 14 times 30 is 840. Excellent. I did that in my head. Okay, so the total surface area for shape 1, I'm going to put it over here. Total surface area, and I'm going to put a little 1. Why do you think I put that little 1? Because it's shape 1. Is going to be all these answers that I found. So 280 plus 600 plus 840 is going to end up giving me 1,720. Did that in my head too. I'm going to have a little list up here. I'm going to put total surface area for the whole shape. And I'm going to write what I just found there, 1720. So I've done shape 1. Now I have to do shape 2. So I'm going to redraw it here. And it is 20 along the back, because there it is there, that's our 20. Down this way is the same as this side here, so that's 10. And the last thing I suppose I've got to find is how long is it this way? Now this I think is probably the trickiest thing we've got to find, because it's there, it's also here, but it's not until we get over to this side that we actually find the number. Okay? So this is actually going to be 14. So once again, I've got my front and my back, same rectangle. I've got my top and my bottom, same rectangle. And I've got my side and my other side, same rectangle. I always start on the top. Don't know why, but I just do. So the top rectangle, which is this one up here, is 20 by 14. So 2 times 20 times 14. The 2, of course, because we have 2 of those rectangles. If we have a look at the front here, has everyone got a question? Okay. When we look at the front rectangle, how long is it that way? 20 again. Yep, same as that. So 2 times 20. And of course, it's only 10 down this way. So the last thing I've got to put in there is the 10. Now then, so what have I done? Well, I've done this front. I've done the top and the bottom. So it's just this little fella here on the sides that I've got to do. Well, I know there's going to be 2 of them. One here and one on the other side. I know that it's 14 this way, because it's the same length as that. And I know that it's 10 down. So I'm going to times that by 10. So 2 times 14 times 10 is 280 again. 2 times 20 times 10 is 400. And 2 times 20 times, hang on, just working it out in my head, 2 times 20 times 14, easy, 560. So, if you notice, I set it out in 2 different ways because I want to show you if you want to put the shapes in, feel free, but if you don't, you can actually just do the working out of the mathematics that are here. If I add them all together, I'm going to write TSA and then I'm going to put the number 2 because it is shape 2. And if you add all those things together, so the 560 plus 400 is 960, and then plus the 280 is 1250. Yep. Now if you're struggling to do them like I am in your head, then feel free to use your calculator. So, the problem is though, I've made a mistake because I've actually done something that I don't need to do. I've actually calculated this rectangle in here and I don't need it because that's not on the surface of my particular shape. So to actually solve this question, I'm going to have to take some things away, and this is what I mean by this what do you not need. I don't need to work out this rectangle. Now if we look on these ones, it'd be say this rectangle here I've calculated, but it's not on the surface. And I've also calculated this little rectangle that's sitting here that's on this shape that I don't need. But it doesn't matter, it's a simple fix because I know that this rectangle was 14 by 10 and I know that I've actually worked out 2 rectangles that I don't need. So I go to my total answer and what I'm going to put in here is minus 2 times this little rectangle that's on the inside because it's not on the surface of my shape. And that rectangle we've already said is 14 by 10. So this is going to be my total surface area of my shape is going to be 1,720 plus 1,250, take away 280 because 14 times 10 is 140. Double that, we get 280. And so in the end, what's our total? Sorry, it's 1240 here. There was a mistake in the calculator. So I'm just going to change that to 1240. That's why it's always important that you do things twice in your calculator, just in case you make a mistake. So if we add all these together, we get what? What's 1720 plus 1240? Take away 280. No, that's wrong. What'd you get? 2,680 is what I got using my mental brains. Now, notice this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put 2 lines under this because if you have a look, I've tried to be particularly quite neat with this question, but still it's a bit jumbled, isn't it? So by putting those two lines underneath it, that's the way that I show an answer. So if you're looking through my solutions or anything like that, then feel free to have a look at it. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Bye.